for tonight's women's basketball game featuring the visiting Smith Pioneers and your Emerson.
Sam, what are we looking for in today's game?
The Smith Pioneers are one of the most balanced teams in the NEWMAC this season, and they haven't lost a single game in conference all year, and it's because of the balance of this team. We have the reigning offensive and defensive players of the week on Smith in Gleister and Paconka. It's going to take a complete Emerson performance on both sides of the ball to get a win tonight.
That's exactly right. Emerson Lions coming off a 3-game losing streak, hoping to turn that around here. Sam, give me some more keys to this game. Who really needs to shine today?
It's got to be Olivia Delorier for the Emerson Lions. If Emerson's going to win, they have to score point blank. That's how you play basketball. That's how you win games, is outscoring your opponent. And Emerson, when they've scored over 64 points this year, they have 4 wins. They haven't scored over 64 points that often this season, but when they're on their game, this team has shooters to be able to make this a game for Smith.
That's exactly right, Sam. Starting for the Lions today, we have number 1, Olivia Delorier, number 4, Katie Beckman, number 11, Ella Bushy, number 30, Carla Polino, and number 33, Chelsea Gibbons. Starting for the Pioneers, we have number 10, Deshelle Gleisner, number 11, Caitlyn Paconka, number 14, Jessie Ruffner, number 25, Amelia Claremont, and number 31, Ellie Jo Whalen. We should have a good one today, Sam, don't you think?
It should be a great game. We got some NEWMAC action. Both teams are looking at the playoffs. Smith haven't lost to the NEWMAC this year, so they're all but solidified at that position. Emerson are right on the brink. They just need a win or two to end the season. This the home finale of the 2021 season. They have to come out with a win tonight in front of their Emerson fans to keep hope going into the postseason.
That's exactly right. Let's hope that the Lions can pull off an upset tonight. For the Pioneers, we're going to be watching Caitlyn Paconka, who has had an amazing season. She leads the team in points per game and total points. She was the Tyler Tip-Off Tournament MVP. Her season high is 21 points and 11 rebounds, and she is 5th in the NEWMAC in rebounds per game. Who else are we going to be looking at for the Pioneers, Sam?
Like I said, it's going to be a complete team performance. You have Gleister, you have Paconka on offense and defense. And this team, it's all going to be about rebounding. So that's going to be for Gleisner and for Ruffner specifically. So we're about to get ready for tip-off. It's going to be a good game, Jackson.
I hope so. Not a lot of fans here quite yet. Hopefully they'll continue to file in as the game goes on.
Here we go.
Here goes the tip. And that is won by Smith. Here's Gleisner. Top of the key. Dishes it out to Ruffner. Ruffner for 3. And she hits that. That's a hot start to the game.
That's not how you want to start the game if you're Emerson. A wide open look, an easy finish, and starting from the front are Smith.
Certainly. Here's Delorier handling the ball. Dishes it all around the perimeter. Here's Chelsea Gibbons. Long pass to Delorier. She fakes it, takes it in for the layup, and that is no good. Rebounded by Paconka, and here's Gleisner taking up the ball. Here's Whalen. Whalen for 2. Knocks down the contested layup.
That's 2 quick buckets for Smith. That's a problem for Emerson. They had good ball movement on the first possession. How about this one?
Here's Bushy. Bushy gives to Delorier. Delorier kicks to Gibbons. Gibbons kicks inside to Polino. Polino for 2. Doesn't go, just short. Here's Gleisner again. Gleisner kicks it out to Claremont. Claremont inside to Whalen. In and out. Rebounded by Bushy.
It's a lucky bounce for Emerson. They have to come up with an answer quickly, already down by 5. They need to come up with something soon before Smith gets out of hand already.
Here's Bushy from the corner. Here's Gibbons. Gibbons driving it in for 2. Doesn't come close to the rim on that one. Here's Gleisner again, handling the ball. Gleisner's gonna kick it out, and stolen by Chelsea Gibbons.
It's great defense from Gibbons, and here she is in the counterattack.
Delorier with the mid-range jumper. Doesn't go, but offensive rebound by Polino, or sorry.
That was Beckman on the rebound.
That was Beckman on the rebound. And here's Gleisner again.
Both teams coming out with tempo to start the game, Jackson.
Another steal for Chelsea Gibbons. Let's see if they can capitalize on this one. Gibbons gets fouled on the play. She will shoot 2.
That's a great move, and that is the Lion of the Week as of name today, Chelsea Gibbons.
Foul on Michelle Gleisner. Smith's first.
What do you think about these first few minutes, Sam?
Fast, very fast, back and forth so far.
Gibbons knocks down the first.
She's been knocking down 63% of her free throws this year.
That's pretty solid. And that one bounces in.
And that's really big because so far in the first 2 minutes of the game, Emerson's taking a lot of difficult shot selection. It's not been a lot of high percentage shots. It's been a lot of difficult shots right now, but getting those free throws, that's good. It's a good way to get back on the board.
Definitely good. Here's Paconka. And she's gonna get the call that time. Paconka's gonna go to the line for 2.
And that's not what you want to see. Paconka is gonna be a problem for Emerson tonight. She leads the team in scoring this season, and as a sophomore, she led the NUMAC in points per game with 15 points.
She hits that one. Hits them both. Bushy's gonna inbound.
And the Pioneers are really solid from the line this year, Jackson, and that's the last thing you want if you're Emerson, getting Paconka on the line, getting comfortable shooting from the charity stripe.
Here's Bushy. Outside to Polino. Here's Gibbons. Back to Polino. Here's Bushy. Gonna kick it out to Katie Beckman. Katie Beckman going inside. She's gonna get a blocking foul. Foul is gonna go on Caitlyn Paconka. It's a first team foul. Second team foul.
For Emerson, look for the high percentage shot. And I stand correct, this is gonna be a turnover now.
It's called the travel on Carla Polino. She seems upset with that call. Gonna be inbounded to Gleisner again.
And if you're Emerson, you have to be cautious about these early game turnovers and fouls, because when that happens and you're cold early on, and this happens and you're facing a deficit, you're gonna have to get some stops to keep yourselves in the game.
Here's Paconka. Kicks out to Ruffner. Ruffner inside to Whalen. He's gonna kick out. And Claremont is gonna knock that down.
Emerson trying to solidify the interior. They're trying to shut down points inside the paint, and they've done that pretty well, but already 2 perimeter threes for the Pioneers. They're having a hard time containing that three-point attack.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do better. And that's gonna be turned over by Ella Bushy. And we got some substitutions here. We got Ava Salty coming in for Bushy.
If I'm Emerson, I am seriously considering calling a timeout, because this is not the start to the game you wanted. Down by 8 already inside 4 minutes.
Certainly not, and Coach Gould knew that this was gonna be a tough game, so I'd say maybe if we get a bucket here, it'll be a timeout. Ruffner's gonna get sent to the line for 2. Foul's gonna go against Chelsea Gibbons.
And Ruffner, another scoring threat for the Pioneers. She's second in points per game on this team.
Excuse me, that was a blocking foul, so no shots. Gleiser's going to inbound.
When you get the ball in Paconka and Ruffner's hands, that's danger for the Lions. And what a turnover there for the Lions.
Here comes Gibbons. Gibbons loses it, kicks it out to Beckman. Beckman going inside, kicks it out to Mackenzie Bruno. Oh, that's Emerson ball.
That's disciplined defense from the Pioneers, taking up 21 seconds of the shot clock, and nothing was there. They didn't have a clear look at all on that possession.
Polino going to inbound to Delorier. Delorier looking for help. She kicks it Beckman. 4 on the shot clock. Beckman going to put it up for 2, and that one front rims.
Again, great defense. No shots were available for Emerson on that possession, and now they're on defense.
Claremont, another one. And there's that timeout we talked about, Sam.
That's 3 threes for Smith so far in the opening 5 minutes. And now Emerson, you're staring at an 11-point deficit already. In their last 2 games, Jackson, they've started down 10-0 and 13-2 in this game. You're starting 21 points behind in the last 2 games. It's not the formula for success, especially for a low-scoring team like Emerson.
That's exactly right. So if you're Coach Gould, what are you telling your team right now?
Relax, regain your composure. Just look for those high percentage shots. They haven't been there yet, but as the game goes on, they will be there. So far, Emerson's only points come from the line. They don't have any points from open play yet. They just got to get their shooters open in space. When the shot is there to be taken, if you have space from outside the perimeter, take it. If you have a layup, take it. They're trying to get shots in contested matchups where there's 2 or 3 Pioneers inside the paint, but that's not going to work out. This team is very solid on defense. You have to stretch them out in order to get those open looks.
That's exactly right. Smith is going to keep their starting 5 out there. Emerson's going to keep the same lineup as well. Here's Delorier. She's going to get the push off, and that's going to be an inbound. Foul goes against Gleisner. As Ali Yamada is going to sub in for Gleisner. Polino inbounding. Finds Gibbons. Gibbons at the top of the key. That's going to be an offensive foul on Katie Beckman.
And you know Bill Gould will be preaching this and has been preaching this. You got to avoid the turnovers. That's been a problem for Emerson in the last month and a half of the season. And it's becoming a problem already inside 5 minutes. They have to protect the ball. They can't commit these fouls and give the ball right back to Smith with an 11-point lead.
Certainly does. Ali Yamada takes the inbound, who just subbed in for Deshelle Gleisner, as Ava Salty gets ready to check in. Kicks out. Ruffner. Ruffner goes in for 2, and that's too easy.
And Emerson just fell asleep on defense there. They had her locked up, and then she just made a move and found herself wide open inside.
Here's Gibbons. Kicks into Bruno. Bruno backing down, and that's not going to go. That's going to be Smith ball.
Well done for Bruno to generate that shot, but again, the shot wasn't really there to be taken. It was a contested shot, and Emerson, they need some easy buckets, some easy layups to get their confidence up if they're going to claw back.
That's exactly right. Yamada's taking it up. Yamada kicks it to Claremont. Claremont puts it up, doesn't touch rim. Delorier with the rebound. Delorier pushing. Delorier. That's Chloe Allen, who was just subbed in, and that's going to be another turnover.
It's not what you want to see if you're Emerson. Turnovers are not a formula for coming back, especially against an undefeated team in the NUMAC this season. And NUMAC and Smith have a chance to add on to their lead, which is already at 13 points inside 6 minutes.
That's exactly right. Claremont with those 2 threes was huge, as that's Paconka who's going to get the foul. She'll be shooting 2.
This is Paconka's second pair of free throws already. Didn't miss either of her first 2.
Morgan Morrison's going to come in here for Ellie Jo Whalen. Paconka knocks down the first. And that foul was against Ava Salty. It's the team's 5th foul. Paconka is going to miss one and make one, but she's going to get her own rebound. She's going to kick out to Ruffner. Ruffner surveying. Ruffner takes it in, and that layup goes.
And that play seems to be pretty indicative of how the game is going so far. Emerson have struggled coping with the playmaking ability, containing Ruffner in open space. They haven't had an answer for her so far.
Delorier takes it in. She makes that one. That's her first points of the game.
And that's crucial for Delorier and for this Emerson offense, getting their confidence up with a layup like that. And it was a beautiful finish from her, too.
Yamada to Morrison. Morrison makes that contested layup.
And Chloe Allen's going to come up big tonight. They're going to have to match up inside the paint. Emerson doesn't have the size that most teams in the NUMAC do, but if they can match up inside the paint, they'll have a chance.
You're exactly right, Sam. Morgan Morrison standing at 6 feet tall, taller than anyone on the Emerson team. As Bruno is going to take that. And here comes Yamada. Yamada kicks it in to Paconka. And that one goes.
And that's what she can do. We've seen Paconka do this. She led the NUMAC in scoring as a sophomore. Now as a senior, she's been just as dominant as she has been.
Delorier trying to find a spark for this Lions offense. Kicks to Gibbons. Gibbons to Salty. To Bruno. Bruno back to Gibbons. Gibbons surveying, takes it in. Puts up the layup, and that one's no good. Rebounded by Paconka. Here comes Yamada. Yamada kicks out to Claremont, who kicks inside. And that is gonna go. Morgan Morrison. We're gonna see another timeout from Emerson.
Emerson have no answers on defense. It's been impossible. In the beginning of the game, they were doing a great job of locking down points inside the paint. They were locking down the interior. Then they left wide open threes on the perimeter. Now they're looking out for that. And now you have players like Ruffner finding those open lanes inside the paint and getting easy layups in the end. And then some amazing one-handed finishes over the top. It's been impossible for Emerson so far. Now down by 20 points with 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
That's exactly right, Sam. And we knew this was going to be a tough game, you know. Smith coming in here 19-2 overall, 8-0 in the NUMAC conference. Emerson, meanwhile, 8-13 overall, 4-4 in the conference. But this has got to be deflating for Emerson, don't you think, Sam?
It's the worst possible start you could have imagined. Obviously, there's a lot of game to go. But if you're Emerson, you have to start getting those. You have to start scoring. If you're going to win this game, you're going to have to outscore Smith. This team is very balanced on both sides of the ball, but Emerson haven't been able to score points much this season. They ranked 9th in points per game in the NUMAC. Only 4 on the board with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. They can rally, and they can put points on the board when their shooters have their day, but it has to happen quickly.
It certainly does. Delorier is going to take it up. Let's see if we can see some more buckets before the first quarter comes to a close.
And it starts with her. It starts with Delorier getting some points in open play.
Emerson going to keep the same lineup. Ava Salty kicks to Allen.
They're going to try to get Salty open, and there she is, wide open. She wants the ball.
Allen's going to try herself instead, gets her own rebound, and picks up the foul.
And you can see Salty wanted that.
Yeah, she looks a little frustrated.
Smith foul on Morgan Morrison.
Salty is Emerson's probably best shooter, either her or Delorier. Wouldn't you say, Sam?
100%.
Allen hits the first.
And you need these free throws, and Chloe Allen has been very solid from the line, 75% from the stripe this season.
Knocks down both.
One at a time, Jackson.
One at a time.
One at a time, and so far Emerson's 4 of their 6 points have been from the line, and they just keep getting their shots from the line. They'll have a chance. Now they got to play good defense.
Yamada kicks inside. That's Morrison again. Emerson not having an answer for her so far.
They don't have an answer for Yamada. Her size inside the paint, her ability to finish with one hand over defenders, it's been impossible to stop her.
It certainly has been. Bruno takes the mid-range jumper, knocks that one down for 2.
That's a beautiful finish from Bruno, and if they can get Bruno involved, that adds a whole nother dimension to this offense.
Yamada is going to kick it out to Jane Liu, number 13. And Liu's going to pick up a foul there. She's going to shoot 2.
And it's 13 on 13, and Salty is frustrated. She's had a frustrating start to the game. She wants those open looks and giving away the foul over here to Jane Liu. And now she exits the game.
That's her second foul in the first quarter. She's going to exit. And coming in for Emerson is number 50, Quinn O'Connor. That one's going to go for Liu. Jane Liu's shooting very well from the free throw stripe this year. 88%.
You said it. Smith is outstanding from the line this season, and Jane Liu, 88%, only averages 5 points per game, but from the line, she is absolutely lethal.
Certainly. Here's Bruno. Bruno kicks to Bianca Benson, who was just subbed in. Benson, the freshman out of Minnesota. Delorier kicks to Benson.
I'm hoping Benson give them a spark from behind the arc. She's
so.
a sneaky great shooter when she has the ball in her hands.
Allen puts that one up. That's way off. And that's going to be rebounded by Jessie Ruffner. She's been in the whole game. Ruffner, they left her wide open, and she misses that one. And rebounded by Quinn O'Connor. You expect Ruffner to usually knock that down. A shot that open, shooting just 34%, which is pretty good from three. Oh, stolen by Ruffner. Ruffner takes it up, trying to catch up, hits the layup.
What can you say about Jessie Ruffner so far? She's been everywhere. She's been a menace inside the paint, been a great finisher, and with great instincts on that play to force the turnover.
Foul called on Liu, as Delorier is going to go to the free throw line. Delorier hits one. That's 3 points for her in the first quarter. She knocked down both. Here's Yamada. And Yamada's going to miss a layup to end the quarter. Score at the end of the first. Emerson 10, Smith 30, and Sam, it's not looking too bright, is it?
It's been as turbulent a start as you can imagine if you're the Lions. And, I mean, you can go any way you want with the stats if you want, but the biggest one, Smith have made 11 field goals so far. Emerson just have 2. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the bucket. They've been struggling. They have 4 points from the line so far, does Emerson, but Smith, they've been doing it every way. They've been getting them inside the paint. They had 3 three-pointers inside the first 5 minutes. Then Emerson called a timeout to try and address that, to try and get them to lock down the outside. Then they had Ruffner go inside, and then it was another problem for them. So Emerson don't have any answers, and if you're Bill Gold, it's going to take something. They're going to have to dig deep to come back. They're down by 20 with 3 quarters to go. It could be a long afternoon. It could be a long night, I should say.
They certainly will, Sam, and that starts with the field goal percentage. Emerson shooting just 2 of 13 right now, 15.4%. Smith, 73. And, you know, we've seen that. They've been getting to the basket. They've been hitting their shots. Emerson just hasn't been able to get it going tonight.
And part of the problem is that Smith have been outstanding on defense. There haven't been those open looks for those high percentage shots to get their confidence up. So they're very disciplined. They don't let up. They don't let open shooters find some space. They've been playing amazing man defense so far. And also on enforcing turnovers. So far, Smith already has 10 points off of turnovers. Emerson have turned the ball over 5 times. Emerson has to protect the ball. They have to play clean basketball. And they're going to have a lot go right in the second quarter.
They certainly will. It's going to be a big quarter. Here's Benson. Benson's going to inbound it to Gibbons, and she's going to start. Benson driving. And Benson's going to kick to Bushy. Delorier.
And you're
Gibbons.
seeing it, Jackson. The space isn't there. They're playing outstanding defense.
It's not. Polino wants it. Delorier's going to take it herself, and that's not going to go.
It would have been a special finish for Gibbons, but she had to put a spin move on 3 Pioneer defenders to even put a shot up.
And that's Gleisner. Misses that one, gets her own rebound. Gleisner, oh no. Morgan Morrison.
It's been extending possessions, getting those second chance points, getting those offensive rebounds, and Emerson falling asleep on defense.
8 points now from Morrison. And there's Benson, that's gonna rim out.
And they know that she can get those. She had 3 3-pointers a few games ago against the Engineers. And she can be a secret weapon in this comeback if it's gonna happen for the Lions.
That was a good block from Polino. Rebound gathered by Delorier, who's now handling the ball. Delorier kicks into Polino. Polino kicks out to Gibbons, who's gonna take the 3, and hits that one. Emerson's first 3-pointer of the game.
And that's a big play for them, and looks like it's going to be a 2, actually, for Emerson.
Ah, too bad. And there's Morrison again. 10 points already.
Every time Emerson get on the board, Smith come out and they respond right away.
They've just got the size on us, don't they?
Smith has the size and the discipline on defense.
Delorier looking for space. Yamada not giving it to her. Kicks it to Benson. Benson passes out. Here's Polino. Puts up a contested layup. That doesn't go. Rebounded by who else but Morgan Morrison. Gleisner kicks out to Lou. Lou for three. That one narrowly misses. Polino gets the rebound. Kicks to Delorier. Delorier bringing it up. Delorier out to Polino. Polino bringing it in. Polino inside. And there goes Ella Bushy for her first points of the game.
Nice finish for Bushy. Emerson finally getting that look and finally getting the finish.
Certainly. Here goes Gleisner, the primary ball handler for Smith. Gleisner again kicks into Morrison. And that's going to be a jump ball. And that's going to be Smith ball.
And Smith wanted to exploit that mismatch in size, putting Morgan Morrison on Ella Bushy. That's a size mismatch that Emerson won't be able to cope with.
Certainly not. Gleisner inbounding. Finds Kira Rideout, who actually went to the same high school as Ella Bushy. There's Jane Liu. Kicks in. It's automatic, Sam.
What can you do? They took 29 seconds off the shot clock, and then over three defenders, it's Morrison putting the ball up for what looks like an uncontested shot.
Morgan Morrison's season high is 20 points. She's currently at 12 in the second quarter. Polino. That's stolen by Morrison, who's going to get fouled. That's going to be Smith ball.
Emerson have been trying to match that defensive output that they've been seeing from the Pioneers. And they almost did on that possession, taking up 30 seconds of the shot clock until a Morrison finish over three Lions went in. That's as deflating as it gets if you're the Lions.
Kira Rideout, no good on the mid-range. Delorier.
They need a spark from her right now.
Looking inside, and she passes that one right to Morrison.
And here they come again. They can do it quickly, and they can slow the tempo down, and here they come.
They can. Here's Kira. Oh, she hits the ground hard.
Got to press on the counter here.
Gibbons looking. There's Bushy inside. Bushy puts it up, and airballs the layup.
And Quinn O'Connor was wide open for three, and she was asking for the ball.
Called a travel on Gleisner. Ava Salty's going to come back in for Olivia Delorier.
Yeah, here she comes. They're going to try and get some spark from outside the arc, and that's what Salty can provide. She's the most aggressive shooter on this team.
Chloe Allen waiting to sub in. Chelsea Gibbons calling a play. Gibbons to Polino to Salty. Salty back to Polino. Polino bringing it inside. And going to be a jump ball. Emerson retains possession. Subs are going to come in now. Ellie Jo Whalen is going to come in for Smith. And Morgan Morrison is going to get a well-deserved break. And then we're going to see Chloe Allen coming in for Carla Polino.
And they're putting Allen, going to put her back on Rideout to try and get that. To try and find a way to match Rideout inside the paint and try to lock down those points happening.
As an offensive foul is called on Chelsea Gibbons.
Emerson have to tick up the intensity they're showing on defense. It's been tough pickings for them so far, but they have to lock it down. They have to find a way to dig deep on defense.
And that's going to be stolen by Quinn O'Connor.
It starts with the turnovers, and then the points off turnovers here.
Salty to Allen. Allen backing down in the paint. Allen kicks it out to Bushy. Bushy looking. Allen's never attempted a three-pointer. Thought about it there for a second.
She thought
Kicks
about it.
inside to Quinn O'Connor. O'Connor barely rims out, but rebound gotten by Bushy, and she's going to make that easy layup.
And that possession deserved the points, and it's unlucky that O'Connor couldn't put it in, but Bushy extending the possession and getting the points on the second try.
Here's Gleisner. kicks it to Yamada. Yamada looking inside. Ellie Jo Whalen kicks out. Here's Jane Liu. Jane Liu gets her own rebound, kicks inside, and Kira Rideout is going to get the easy finish. And we're going to get a timeout called by the Pioneers.
And there's no answer. And you saw on that pass from the outside, they had Jo Whalen covered by 3 Lions, and she was still able to get the ball over all of them and then be able to eventually find the score on that possession. And Smith up by 22 points with 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Sam, what are you looking for the Lions here? Just some points? Some defense?
A little bit of everything. It's going to take a little bit of everything to come back in this game, and it starts with offense. You got to score. Only 16 points on the board so far. The magic number for Emerson has been 64 points. They have 4 wins this season when they reach that benchmark. And right now they have to find a spark with 4.5 minutes to go. You can go into the locker with some momentum if you're able to generate some offense, get some points now. And it starts with Gibbons, the Lion of the week. Let's see what she can do. She has a 3 already in the game, and she can really play a role in a potential comeback.
Salty. Off the pick from Bushy, gonna give it back to Bushy. Bushy tries to find Benson, gets tipped, she gets it back. Bushy's gonna miss that layup, and it's gonna be rebounded by Paconka. Paconka to Gleisner, Gleisner pushing the pace. Out to Claremont. Claremont driving, and that's going to be a travel called on Amelia Claremont, who's hit 2 threes in this game already.
Every time that you see the Pioneers on the break, Gleisner has been pushing the tempo incredibly well, and Emerson have been having a hard time coping with her in open space.
Bushy to Allen. Allen to Benson. Benson finds Salty. And here's Benson. Benson is gonna get a charge. Charge drawn by Ellie Jo Whalen, who's gonna inbound the ball to Gleisner.
And right now you see Emerson's trying to get back in the game from outside the arc. They have Salty, Gibbons, and Benson all on the court right now. They're all sharpshooters when they're on their game. And that's how they're trying to get back in this game right now with Delorier on the bench.
And I think the Pioneers are taking notice of that. They're not letting them take any threes. Ellie Jo Whalen tries. Paconka gets the board. She's going to miss. Little collision on the rebound there, but Gibbons ends up with it. Gibbons pushing up the ball.
And they have Benson and Salty on opposite flanks trying to get them open to get them generating space.
Salty out to Bushy. To Gibbons. Looking for the shot. And there's Benson. Just narrowly misses that one, and Gleisner's going to push it up again. Gleisner gets that one to fall with the lucky bounce.
Gleisner's speed.
It's unreal.
How do you stop it?
You can't.
Every time that Smith have gotten the rebound and started the counterattack, she has just turned on the jets. Emerson don't have the speed to match it.
I bet she ran track in high school, Sam.
Wouldn't it surprise me?
Benson pushing it in. And that's going to be a turnover. Sorry, Emerson retains possession, not a turnover, it's tipped. Gibbons is going to look to inbound it. Katie Beckman coming in for Bushy. Beckman outside to Bruno. Bruno also coming in, Chloe Allen off. Oh, that's just bad luck, Sam.
That's an unlucky finish, and Bruno, she created space so well. She was able to get a wide open look. Unfortunate. Like I've been saying, Jackson, it's been about those high percentage scoring opportunities, and Emerson have had very few of them, and that was one of them, but an unfortunate finish for that.
Certainly unfortunate. Gleisner is going to find Ruffner. Ruffner out to Gleisner. Gleisner for 3. Just narrowly misses that one. Bruno is going to get fouled by Whalen.
And Bruno making up for that miss with a great defensive rebound. Emerson have struggled rebounding the ball today. It's no surprise with the size that Smith has so far. But in the game so far, 19 rebounds for Smith, only 11 for the Lions.
Delorier comes back in for Gibbons. Delorier kicks to Beckman.
If you're Emerson, you only have 100 seconds to go in the half. The comeback starts now if you can get some momentum now going into the half.
Out to Delorier. Looking to drive. Can't find it. Kicks out to Salty.
She wants the 3.
6 on the shot clock. Out to Benson. Benson's got to shoot it or pass it. Now Beckman's got to put it up. That's a shot clock violation. Didn't quite get it off in time. Didn't go in anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Forcing Emerson to chew up the entire shot clock just to get an open look. And even then, they can't even get the shot off before the clock expires. And even then, it wasn't even an open look.
Defense has been suffocating. These Pioneers are looking like the Celtics last night.
This team has balance, Jackson.
They certainly do. And they left Whalen open. Recovered pretty quickly. Ruffner taking it inside, kicks it out to Whalen. Whalen with the mid-range jumper. Misses that one, but Paconka with the rebound, and Paconka with the layup. Hits that. Emerson are looking at a 26-point deficit.
That's an outstanding possession for the Pioneers, able to extend possession, and you see the amazing bounce pass from Ruffner when the look was there to find a wide-open Joe Whalen. It's been a complete performance on offense for Smith today.
Offense and defense, Sam. Delorier.
Absolutely.
Delorier loses it, stumbles on it, regains possession, kicks it to Benson. Benson inside to Beckman. Beckman to Bruno. Bruno takes the shot. Bruno hits that one.
And Bruno has been one of the few bright stars to shine in this game, and Bruno has been having a great first half.
5 seconds left in the quarter. And that's going to be Emerson ball with 2.8 on the clock. See if they can try to get a shot off here. Benson going to inbound. Finds Delorier. And puts it up. Oh, narrowly misses. Not really narrowly, but it was a good effort.
It was a valiant effort. Smith really pressed her on that last possession. There was no space for her, and she had to shoot from the far side from half court. It wasn't ever going to be an easy finish for her.
And this was never going to be an easy game for the Lions. We know that this Smith team is very good, probably the best in the NUMAC.
It has to be. They haven't
NUMAC,
lost all season in the NUMAC. They're the best until someone stops them, and they won the NUMAC championship 2 seasons ago. They're the reigning champs. It's going to take a complete team performance. That's what we've been saying if Emerson's going to beat this team. But what you've been seeing, it's been a complete team performance in this first half. They can score and they can lock it down. That's why they're up this big.
All right, we're going to wrap it up here, take a break. We'll be back in 15 minutes with more coverage of the Lions versus the Pioneers. Welcome back to Emerson Channel Sports. We have some more women's basketball action for you here tonight in the NUMAC Conference. And this first half has not been a very close one, unfortunately, for the Lions, as they are trailing 42-18. Sam, what are you looking for in the second half?
I'm looking for Emerson to show what they have. They need to see some fight. It's going to be a tough second half. It was a tough first half. But obviously, it's not over until it's over. There's a long game to go, and there's a lot of chances for Emerson to redeem themselves in the second half, to get some more points on the board, and to play a proud effort on defense. But as for Smith, you're seeing the best team that the NUMAC has to offer this season. Great on defense, great on offense. They can outscore you, and they can lock you down when they have to. This is championship basketball at its finest from the Smith Pioneers.
That's exactly right, Sam. When you look at the numbers, field goal percentage in the first half, Smith's at 56.7 and Emerson just 23.1. It's hard to win a basketball game with those numbers, don't you think?
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's mission impossible to win a game where you're scoring 23% of your shots and your opponent is scoring nearly 60% a clip. I don't know how you can come away from that.
We're underway here. Paconka with the ball. Paconka inside, looks for the tough finish, and one. Wow.
And you can say that that's 9 for her now, and could be 10. That's an off night for Paconka.
Yeah.
And then an off night for Paconka. Smith are up by almost 30 points now. Could be 29 on this free throw.
Wow, that was a really tough finish. Paconka shooting 71% from the free throw line this season. Gonna look to add one, and that one goes. 10 points for her.
And with Paconka, it's not just her scoring ability. She leads the team with 11 points per game, but also 7.5 rebounds per game in the NUMAC this season. She's a menace on both sides of that ball, getting offensive rebounds, extending possessions, and then getting the possession started with defensive rebounds.
Here's Gibbons. Gibbons to Bushy. Bushy loses that one. That's stolen by Claremont. Claremont pushing it up. Claremont finds Ruffner. Ruffner kicks it out to Whalen. Whalen to Claremont. Guarded by Gibbons. Claremont takes it in. And that's going to be called a foul on Chelsea Gibbons.
And it's not the start to the second half you want. Turnovers on offense, fouls on defense. It's not the formula.
And Bill Gould scratching his head at that one, looking really frustrated. Here's Ruffner.
Looking to get Gleisner back on the ball again. The fastest player on the court and so dynamic with the ball in her hands. And there she goes
takes
again.
That up. Narrowly misses. Rebounded by Delorier. Delorier pushing up the floor, pushing the pace, kicks to Gibbons. And that's an unnecessary turnover.
And we haven't talked about it enough, but Gleisner on defense, she is the defensive player of the week, and her ability to lock down Delorier tonight, Emerson's leading scorer. She's had no open looks tonight, and you have to give her all the credit.
You certainly do. Gleisner with the ball. Kicks it out to Claremont. Paconka narrowly misses, but rebounded by Whalen. Paconka out to Claremont. Claremont's going to kick it to Ruffner. Ruffner looking for Paconka. Finds Paconka. Back to Ruffner. Ruffner driving inside. Ruffner goes up for the tough layup, and that narrowly misses. Rebounded by Beckman.
That's a great rebound from Beckman, and just the playmaking ability from Jessie Ruffner to be able to create her own space and find the speed to get loose.
Polino narrowly misses that mid-range jumper.
And that's unlucky. That should have been a rebound. Oh, it's going to be Emerson ball. Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to be Pioneers ball. It's an unlucky miss.
Certainly is. Beckman almost had control of it. Just slipped away from her. Here comes Gleisner.
Here she comes again.
Delorier. Claremont. Paconka fakes it. And she goes in for the easy two. She's at 12 now.
They're making it look easy.
They certainly are. I hope we see some more heart from this Emerson team.
It's going to be all about showing some heart in the second half, showing that they still have some fight left.
Delorier is going to get fouled. Foul's going to go against Gleisner.
We've been talking about this, Jackson. This team has, Emerson, this team has talent on offense. They have sharp shooters. They have dynamic playmakers on this team. But it's been a tough season. Losing Devin Hill has been a really big blow for them. Led the team in scoring off the bench. She's been out since the break. And they haven't been able to find enough scoring opportunities from everyone else.
Here's Gibbons. And that's
There's
going to be
another
stolen by
turnover.
Gleisner. Gleisner pushing the pace. Gleisner kicks it to Paconka. Paconka looking for it and finds it.
I don't know how she made that pass, and I don't know how Paconka made the finish either.
All day, she's saying.
All day, it's been relentless. We're only in the third
Delorier.
quarter, and the Smith are already about to get 50 points.
Beckman fouled by Paconka.
We said both of their names at the top of the show, Gleisner and Paconka, and it was that connection on that last play, the pass from Gleisner into Paconka, over the top, over an Emerson defender, and still able to make the finish.
Bushy's going to try, but it's going to miss. Rebounded by Ruffner. Ruffner pushing inside, goes for the mid-range. That one goes in.
Clinical, absolutely clinical, stopping in her tracks, picking her spot from the stripe, putting up the mid-range jumper, and it's a beautiful finish. Now Smith have got 50.
And Morgan Morrison getting ready to
Unreal.
check back in. She's at 12. Gibbons for 3. That one misses.
And Emerson's still looking for their first 3 of the game. They haven't put up a single three-pointer all game long.
And the defense has been too much as Claremont gets her third 3.
Claremont for 3.
Sam, you got to think that this Smith team is going to win the championship, right?
This is championship basketball at its finest, Jackson. This is the best team the NUMAC has to offer. And they won the championship 2 seasons ago. Obviously, there wasn't a season last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But you're seeing Smith, they won the championship 2 seasons ago. They haven't lost to a NUMAC team all season. And here they are, putting on a show in Boston. Emerson haven't faced a team like this all season long, and they don't know how to cope with them.
You know, when you think about teams that might be able to beat this team, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind for me is MIT. We called that game last week, Sam. Antonikakis on that team is very strong, leading in points per game. They might have a shot. Babson might have a shot, who are 6-1 right now, and WPI is 7-2 in the conference. So, you know, it's not a shoe-in, but they definitely look the best.
And I like what you said there about MIT. The Engineers have the talent to match what Smith has to offer, especially Antonikakis and Gallagher. Their ability to create space so easily, to score points, and to extend possessions. It's all in the NUMAC. It's all about being lethal from behind the arc and generating space inside the paint. And Smith and MIT are 2 of the best teams at that in the conference.
Beckman looks to Allen. Allen kicks out. Nice cut from Polino, but the layup does not go.
That was a great push from Polino, just an unlucky finish now to be able to put it inside the net.
Ruffner, she misses her first 3-pointer.
How many wide open threes have we seen Smith generate today? That one didn't go, but they've been generating those looks all game long.
And Claremont's season high is 4 3-pointers. She currently sits at 3, so we'll see if she can match that or maybe beat it. As Ruffner misses
And
the
there's
layup.
the defensive rebounds again, and another try.
Now she's looking for it. She's matched it.
Claremont for 3.
It's been a complete team performance, Jackson. Everyone is contributing.
Certainly. Claremont sitting at 12 points. It's all off of her 3-point shooting. Matched her season high for shots made. Delorier driving inside.
That was a hard hit for Delorier.
Hard hit, but no call. As Ruffner's going to take it up. Ruffner finds Gleisner. Here's Claremont. Thought about the 3, but chose to drive instead. And good hustle from Gibbons as she's going to get the steal. Claremont's hurting. Maybe calling for a sub. Not bleeding, but she's definitely hurting.
On the other
Gibbons
side, that's a
gonna get
nice
that
good
one.
finish for Gibbons.
We're going to call a timeout. As Claremont is going to get that cheek looked at.
And she fell to the court hard. That was a hard hit for her.
She did. Gleiser's going to come out as well. And we're going to see Jane Liu coming in. And we're going to see Ali Yamada coming in.
And Jackson, right now on the court, 3 players have double-digit points. All of them are pioneers. We have Ruffner has 12. Claremont has 12. And you even see Morrison also have 12. It's just been a complete performance, not even from their star players, the role players as well, making a contribution, including right there.
Whalen's going to hit that one. Here's Delorier. Kira Rideout prepares to come in. Beckman gets that one to fall.
No, that's an impressive finish from the senior. Surrounded by blue, still able to put it away really nicely.
Here's Yamada. She's also got some speed. I know we talked about Gleison earlier, but she's quick.
And Yamada, another role player that's been unbelievable today, and just being able to generate that playmaking ability and find open players in space. You see Pioneers extending possessions. They've been relentless with rebounds today, and Emerson have had no answer with the size inside the paint.
Delorier again. To Allen. Salty. To Beckman. To Allen. Allen looking to put it up. Doesn't go. Both seniors on the court for Emerson right now. Chloe Allen and Katie Beckman. And that's going to go for Ruffner.
Unreal. Jesse Ruffner, phenomenal game. And on a day where this has been a complete team performance for Smith, Ruffner, not an iconic standout player on this team when you look at the stats, but unbelievable performance from her.
Everybody's been contributing for this Smith team, even if they're not popping up on the box score. Allen is going to get fouled. Foul is going to go against Morgan Morrison. That's her second foul of the game.
A flurry of subs coming in, but I mean, just another word on Ruffner. Second on the team in points per game. Lethal from the line. 34% three-point shooter this season. Shooting 46% from open play all year.
As Gibbons knocks down a three.
And that's their first three of the game, Jackson. It's taken a while, but they finally got it.
And you could not tell that they just hit a three from this crowd. So we all seem pretty deflated.
That makes it a 35-point game.
Yeah. Third quarter coming to a close. Gibbons with the ball. Finds Bruno. Delorier. Delorier for the mid-range. Just narrowly misses. There's been a lot of narrow misses tonight, Sam.
It has been unlucky at times for Emerson. They've created some good shots. Bruno had a great shot at the end of the first half. She's able to generate space, lose her defender, and put the shot up.
Travel on Rideout.
We've been seeing some good looks for Emerson. They've been far and few between because Smith have been playing outstanding defense, not letting those open looks come, but on the few occasions they've gotten those open looks, Emerson have just had unlucky bounces.
There have been some unlucky bounces, but that's not to discredit Smith. I mean,
absolutely
if you're winning this game, even if those shots all went in.
I mean, you can't discredit the defensive output you're seeing from Smith. Look at the scoreboard. I mean, you don't have. There's nothing lucky about this lead for Smith. There's nothing lucky about Emerson missing all of their open looks, the ones they have been getting, because Smith have been locking it down all game long and forcing another extended possession here.
Benson, another narrow miss, but the rebound's gotten by Beckman, and it's another narrow miss. Just unlucky for the Lions today. This game should be a little bit closer.
Jackson, that was Smith's 30th rebound of the game.
Wow.
Averaging 10 rebounds per quarter in this game.
And Rideout's going to get that one to go.
And Rideout, too, we haven't been saying her name often today, but she's another player that Emerson have not been able to match the size and playmaking ability of inside.
And as I said last half,
and there she is locking down Beckman.
With Bushy. So Bushy and Rideout must know each other pretty well. Must know each other's games pretty well, but Katie Beckman's going to go to the line. That one goes. Katie Beckman named captain this year. In her fourth year at Emerson, in her final season. Average 4.8 a game, 4.3 rebounds, 1.1 assists.
And Jackson, for Beckman, this is going to be her last home game as a Lion.
Wow.
It's obviously not the way you wanted her to go out. And Beckman also leads the team in rebounds per game this season with 4.5. And that in itself shows the gap between these two teams in extending possessions, getting those rebounds, because you've been seeing the Pioneers, they have 31 rebounds today. And it's a complete team performance to be able to get those rebounds from all of their star players.
Certainly. 4.5 seconds left in the third quarter if you're just joining us. This is Emerson Channel Sports. We have the Smith Pioneers versus the Emerson Lions. And Yamada's going to airball that one to end the quarter. Score right now is Lions 26, Pioneers 62. Well, Sam, we said that we wanted to see the Lions, put a little fight in, and they've certainly been trending upward as this game has went on, but, still it's just not enough. And maybe you could credit some of that to the fact that Smith is letting up a little bit with this massive lead. What do you think?
Emerson has been showing a lot of heart. They've been showing heart from the get-go, but right from the start, Smith scoring a 3 on the first possession of the game, and Smith set the tone right away, putting Emerson away early and making them climb from an insurmountable deficit. But Jackson, right now, Emerson don't have any scorers above 10 points. Smith have 4. They have Paconka, Ruffner, Morrison, and Claremont all have at least 12 points. Gibbons leads the Lions with 9, and the second highest scorer after her is Delorier and Bushy and Bruno, all with 4 points. So it's just not been as balanced an offensive performance as Emerson wanted to have today, whereas Smith, everyone's playing a contributing role. Everyone's putting up points, and everyone's putting in the effort on defense as well.
We're going to watch the fourth quarter play out here. And then stay tuned, because next up we have the men's basketball team taking on the MIT Engineers in what should be a great game, hopefully a little more even than this one.
And we have 10 minutes to go, and Emerson have a chance to put on some good tape, to put up a fight, just to show some heart on both sides of the ball. We knew that Emerson were struggling putting up points, and only 26 points inside 3 quarters. We know that they have more to show than that. We know that this team has some gifted shooters. Gibbons, it's been a good game for her, 9 points. Delorier's had an off night, only 4. But Bruno has showed some flashes as well. And it's Katie Beckman's final home game as a Lion. She has 10 minutes left in her Emerson home career. Give her a chance to shine. Give her a chance to get some points on the board as well.
And you hope Chloe Allen as well, right?
Chloe Allen as well. And they've been giving her a lot of minutes today to try and cope with the size that the Pioneers have. And a lot of Allen and Beckman with the final 10 minutes.
Bushy bringing it inside. Out to Bruno. Bruno with the mid-range. Doesn't go, but she almost gets her own rebound, but is taken away by Morrison. And travel's going to be called on Morrison. It's going to come back to Emerson ball.
And you also have Bruno. She's not had a lot of action on the court this season, especially of late, but she's been a spark on offense for them. Get her some more of the action on the ball.
Here's Bruno. Bruno for 3. Doesn't go. Rebounded by Morrison.
And the shot was there to be taken, so good on Bruno taking that shot. Just unlucky that it wasn't able to fall that time.
Morrison at 11 rebounds now, and that is going to go for Jane Liu.
Another role player coming up big. It's just been a complete team performance, Jackson. Everybody is playing a role so far.
That's exactly right. And here's Benson. Benson out to Bruno. Bruno looking for it. Fighting. Good cut. And that's going to go for Ella Bushy.
That's what you want to see from the Lions. It's a great play on offense.
And Emerson are going to get the ball back. What do you think, Sam? 8 minutes to go. I see a comeback.
Well, I'm not sure what you're seeing. That's optimistic. It's going to take a valiant effort from the Lions to trim into this deficit.
Here's Beckman. Out to Gibbons. Here's Benson. Beckman. Air balls. And Yamada's going to take it up. Look at that speed.
And
going to find Liu. Liu inside. Travel called on Liu. There's been a few travels called on Smith.
There have been quite a few travels, and the fouls have been picking up for Smith lately, but is it just weird to Yamada looked just like Gleisner in space 2 quarters ago with the ball in her hands, on the counterattack, on the fast break. Had just as much speed in the open court as Gleisner did for most of the first half.
That's exactly right. Beckman trying to put it up. Wow, no call there, and Coach Gould is very upset, and Beckman is very upset.
Trying to do it all herself, and that was a great play, getting her own rebound and then putting the shot up.
And Rideout is going to miss that mid-range, but the board is going to go Morgan Morrison, who's going to get another 2. She's at 14.
And that's just about the game in a nutshell. Wide open look. Might have been a miss for Rideout, but then the easy rebound for Claremont and putting it away. They're making it look much easier than it is. This isn't easy to be able to dominate a defense the way they are today.
Bushy into Bruno. Bruno back to Bushy. Bushy's going to get fouled. And she's going to inbound it again.
First personal, team second.
Timeout for Smith.
Lynn Hershey going to call a timeout. Lynn Hershey in her 15th year as the head coach for the Smith Pioneers, and you have got to credit the team that she has built here, don't you?
Yeah, we need to talk about Lynn Hershey for the job that she's done. She's been here since 2008. She's won 3 Coach of the Year awards, and don't forget, they're the NUMAC champions. They're coming in, laying a championship performance on these Emerson Lions. And also, they made the NUMAC tournament every season since 2015-16. This is a team that is used to going to the tournament. She's built quite the program. This team is used to winning. This is the standard.
And she's used to playing against Coach Bill Gould for the Emerson Lions, who's in his 14th year. They must have had some tremendous matchups over the years.
No, that's right, Jackson. I mean, these coaches have been around a long time with these respective teams. They must have had plenty of showdowns over the course of their NUMAC careers.
Back when we were in what, 2nd grade, 3rd grade?
2nd, 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
It certainly does. I remember those days. Here's Gibbons. Back to basketball. And Benson couldn't hold on to it.
And you see Emerson trying to do anything they can to get some spark, trying to stretch Smith's defense out, going perimeter to perimeter, and that time it didn't work. Too high of a pass, a little too much on it too.
Here's Yamada, finds Lou. Lou with the mid-range jumper. Misses that one, but the board.
There it is again. There it is again. And Jane Lou stopping on a dime, putting up the mid-range jumper. Didn't go. Then second chance points, Jackson. Second chance points, second chance points.
And Morgan Morrison is very close to her season high. She's at 16. She's looking for 20. Bruno tries to do that one herself. Can't go, blocked by Lou. Salty's going to come in for Gibbons.
1 3-point bet for another.
Bushy into Benson. Benson driving, kicks to Beckman. Beckman to Salty. Salty to Benson. Benson's going to take it.
Oh,
another narrow miss. And here's Yamada. Yamada inside. That's Jasmine Washington subbed in for the first time this game.
And that's an uncharacteristic finish for Smith. They haven't really been taking those low percentage shots with the spin move, putting it with a one-handed shot over the defender. That hasn't really been what we've been seeing today.
Smith going with their deeper unit here as this game is all but wrapped up.
Unlucky finish for Beckman. That was a nice move from her.
Allen's going to come back in to close out her Emerson home career. Yamada calling a play. Yamada finds Lou, who finds Cassidy Grieger. Jasmine Washington's going to get that ball. Washington out to Yamada. Yamada for 3. That one goes. Nothing but net.
We haven't been saying Yamada's name all that often tonight, but she has been clinical. She's been able to orchestrate some great offense, being able to make plays and get the ball elsewhere, finding wide open looks that we've been seeing from Smith all game long.
Sort of reminds me of Trevor McLean on the men's team. Bushy misses that one.
And that's the kind of role that she plays, Jackson, on this team, the Trevor McLean type of role. She's the field general.
Yep, she's the general. Turnover from Jasmine Washington, stolen by Salty. Salty's going to kick it to Benson. Benson's going to take it up. Benson dishes it out to Bruno. Bruno looks for the shot. Doesn't go. And here's Yamada. I'd be surprised if any of these teams take a timeout for the rest of these 4.5 minutes. I think that we're just going to let the clock run out here.
It's about riding it out, and for Emerson trying to come in with anything positive as they go into their season finale with playoffs still on the cards. And for Smith extending their unbeaten run, looking at 9-0 versus the NUMAC this season. And you can see also Emerson, most of the starters have taken a seat. You don't see any Delorier, you don't see Polino or Gibbons. They're giving some minutes to some of their younger players, and you see that Chloe Allen, the seniors, coming back in the game for Beckman, but now you see Quinn O'Connor as well. It's Benson, it's Bruno, it's Salty. They're really giving some minutes to their bench players to get their confidence up as well with one game to go this season.
Emerson College are going to play Coast Guard, who they are tied with for the 6th seed.
And we haven't seen many stoppages in play in the second half, especially free throws.
Let's talk playoffs, Sam. My understanding is that if Coast Guard loses their game today, assuming that Emerson's going to lose, the next game between Coast Guard and Emerson will basically be a play-in. Is that correct?
That is correct. There's 6 spots in the NUMAC playoffs, and Emerson is right on the cusp. Their season can still extend to the postseason, but it all comes down, first of all, you need help. You need Coast Guard to do you some favors, but in the end, you're playing Coast Guard for the right to go to the playoffs. You have to take care of business.
I can report right now, Sam, that Coast Guard is currently losing to Springfield 13-24.
It's scoreboard watching season, Jackson, isn't it?
It certainly is, because that'll be quite an exciting game. I wish that we had that here.
And there's Yamada again. She's had a strong 4th quarter, and there she is with another delicate finish to put it in.
Bianca Benson to Bruno. Bruno driving, Bruno up, missed the layup. It's been a lot of that tonight for the whole team.
You could say it's been missed layups, but I could say that it's just been outstanding defense from Smith. Absolute suffocating defense. Emerson have not been able to find those open looks. They haven't been able to generate space. They haven't been able to find those high percentage shots. It's a reason that Emerson only have 28 points inside the first 4 quarters. Only 4 quarters.
Smith called the timeout there. Gonna try to talk things over as we close this game out.
Jackson, I've been saying it for 4 quarters. This is championship basketball, and no matter where you look at the numbers, it's been just dominant. It's been championship caliber from Smith. They have 19 points off of turnovers. Smith 43 rebounds. Emerson have 20. That has been the most glaring mismatch of the game, all game long. Emerson haven't been able to put those shots away. And when they haven't, Smith have pounced on every rebound. And then when Smith misses a shot, they pounce on their own rebounds and extend possessions and get those second chance points. And that's been the formula for Smith today.
Here's Washington. Is going to kick it to Jordan Peterson. Back to Washington. Kicks it into Brianna Martin. And it's going to be an offensive foul called on Cassidy Krieger.
Jackson, Smith have had 30 defensive rebounds today.
Wow.
And Emerson have had 14. A 2-to-1 advantage as a whole in terms of rebounding for the Lions. For the Pioneers, I should say.
That's really all there is to it. Bruno finds Allen. Allen looking. Salty's going to take that for sure, and it's going to miss.
And that was deflected on the delivery.
Here's Jordan Peterson. Peterson puts it up. Can't get it to go. Quinn O'Connor with the rebound.
And we were talking about rebounding. The Pioneers knew coming into the Lions could be exploited in their size and that they were able to extend possessions to get those defensive rebounds.
That's exactly right.
And they were able to take advantage of that in flying colors today. And there's the points for Allen.
Love to see that in their last home game. Jordan Peterson taking over for point guard duty. Jasmine Washington. Looking inside. Another travel. They got to clean that up before the playoffs. It's the one blemish in their game today.
And if you're looking at ways to improve after this game, I think that's one thing you could say. The second half has been a little chippier, especially the start of the fourth quarter. There were plenty of fouls called on Smith, plenty of offensive turnovers, and if they're able to clean that up, I mean, that's the only blemish to their game today. Everything else has been spectacular.
Quinn O'Connor puts up the mid-range air balls, and Sydney Herbert is going to tip that out. See all bench players in right now for Emerson.
And we haven't seen much of Sydney Herbert this season. Only 3 games played, including 2 of the last 5. Getting her some minutes as we have 1 game left to go in the season as well. Only 10 minutes so far on the season, so it's good to see Sydney Herbert on the court.
It is. Jordan Peterson again. Jordan Peterson finds Ellie Potvin. It's going to be Pioneers ball.
Emerson foul on Mackenzie Bruno. Third personal, team second.
We've only seen 17 free throw attempts on the game.
Krieger gets that to go.
We haven't seen shooters go to the line all that often tonight. It happened a little early for Emerson, but Smith haven't needed that tonight.
Krieger misses the second. Rebounded by Allen.
It's also been a very sharp night from the line for both teams. Even though that was a miss, it's 8 for 10 for Smith, 7 of 8 for Emerson. So you've seen 15 of 19 makes from the line tonight. When they've gone to the line, they've been efficient from there.
They have been. Here's O'Connor. Finds Allen. Allen. Finds Herbert. Herbert puts it up. Air balls. Here's Jordan Peterson. And
Unstoppable.
Some points for Cassidy Krieger.
And there's Krieger. I feel like we've seen what Krieger just did from everyone all game.
Certainly.
We've seen that from Ruffner. We've seen that from Claremont and Joe Whalen. It's just in this team's identity. It's in their DNA. That's how they play, and it's unstoppable. And there's Bruno with a great bucket.
Bruno.
Just about 30 seconds left in this game. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to Emerson Channel Sports. As I previously said, we have another game tonight. It's our doubleheader. We have the men's basketball team taking on the MIT Engineers.
Jasmine Washington.
Bianca Benson. That's not going to go, but Allen gets the rebound and the points.
And
Emerson.
we've been saying, Jackson, this is their final home game of the season. It's been a pleasure covering the women's team on Emerson Channel Sports this season. It's an unfortunate end to their home season.
Peterson dribbles it out, and that's going to do it. Final score, Smith 79, Emerson 34. The Lions suffer a loss in their last home game of the season. Definitely not how we wanted it to end, Sam.
It's not how you want it to end. That puts their record at 4-5 versus the NUMAC this season. Now they still have hope. If Coast Guard lose tonight, they have a chance for a win and in scenario in the final game of the season. And if you're an athlete, that's what you want. That is what you want, Jackson. Win and you are in the playoffs. Emerson still have hope going into their final game of the season, but it's a deflating loss, and you have to wonder how they're going to be able to come back from this. A 45-point deficit, a 45-point loss. That being said, we watched the best team the NUMAC has to offer tonight. Offensively, defensively. They can score, they can play outstanding defense, and it just wasn't there for Emerson tonight.
You're right about that. Here come the MIT men's team. So we're going to transition to that game after a short break. I'm Jackson Tolliver.
And I'm Sam DeCoste.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we hope you have a wonderful evening and stick around with us for the next game. Signing off.